The year is 2006. I was working at Wood End Hospital at the time when WrestleMania 22 took place. I also left Wood End Hospital later that year in October. I've explained in a video before. But if I don't get something soon, now I swore I would never return there, but if I don't get something soon, I might become a domestic assistant again. WrestleMania 22, 11 matches took place. In these videos, I rate the matches worst to best and give you guys ratings. This was an odd WrestleMania 22. This was one of the weaker ones I've rewatched in a while. It didn't even make my top 10. I rated it under WrestleMania 6. The 11th place match, I'm so sick of these matches. Like, Tori Wilson versus Candice Michelle, just fucking trash. Like a lot of these matches have been, they just bring the show down. Just enough. There was a dog there, and this match was dog shit match. The 10th place match, or the actual match as a night, was the Boogeyman defeating Booker T. The Boogeyman, I think, unless he's been in one of these battle royals, under the Giant Battle Royals, is undefeated at WrestleMania. He's only had one match, and it was 1 star against Booker T and Sharmell. I miss Sharmell. 9th place match was The Undertaker versus Mark Henry. Mark Henry, whom is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. This was his first. He was 10 years into the company by this point. This was his first one-on-one match with someone. 12 years on, I'll probably get a lot of heat for this, but I don't know why he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm pass. But this match was a 2-star match. I don't think anybody expected Mark Henry to win here. There was rumors about the Great Khali debuting here, and I thought maybe he would show up and cost the Undertaker a streak. I'm fucking glad he didn't. That'd been awful. That would have been the streak buried indeed. 2-star match. 8th place match tonight was the opening match. Kane and the Big Show defending their tag team titles against Carlito and Chris Masters. It was a fairly decent opener, 2 stars. United States Championship match between JBL and Chris Benoit got 2 stars as well. It was a hard-hitting affair. I remember at this time I was a big JBL fan. Well, not a big one, but I was one of those few people, it seemed, that enjoyed his heel run and enjoyed his run as champion and enjoyed his wrestling god gimmick. And yeah, I remember watching this in 2006 and I was happy to see him win. I wasn't happy at the Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero had passed away the previous November, and the WWE just went too far sometimes with some of the things they did on this show and shows previous. I just thought it was too much. It was too disrespectful to Eddie Guerrero in my eyes, or anybody who would have passed away. The stuff they did, with JBL and the heels, mocking him and stuff, it was too far, too much. A 2-star match, JBL v Benoit. Now, I was disappointed in this 6th place match between Rob Van Dam, Ric Flair, Bobby Lashley, Matt Hardy, Shelton Benjamin, and Finlay. because last year's Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21, the previous year to this one, was a star bearer. I gave it 3 stars, the stunt show, one of the stunt shows of the night. But it didn't seem to have much flow to it. It just seemed to be like spot after spot, a bit lazy. What the Money in the Bank matches seemed to become following the first one. There were some great spots throughout. Always laugh at the spot with Ric Flair getting a suplex off the top of the ladder by Matt Hardy. He was 57 years old at the time. You were like legit scared for Ric Flair's health. And I think the right winner won for Rob Van Dam, who'd cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase against John Cena, I believe. Yeah, he cashed it in. ECW One Night Stand 2006 when John Cena got booed out the building and then some. 3-star Money in the Bank match, but a star down from the previous year. The 5th best match of the night was Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton versus Kurt Angle. Now, this was a very decent triple threat match. It was too predictable, but that aside, it was a fun triple threat match. It just didn't get enough time. There was this bullshit came on afterwards. Tori Wilson versus Candice Michelle. That should have been cut from the show. It's just crap. It's just trash. There's no talent involved in those type of matches. Yes, they're gorgeous women, but when I'm rating these as matches, that is fucking utter urine. That's what it is. Excuse me, my language here, but yeah, it was just trash. Pesh, as they'd say here in Scotland. But the triple threat match, I think, if given more time, would have been a 4 or 5-star match, I believe. But it was sacrificed for the dog shit of Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle. And probably also Cena and Triple H's entrances took up too much time also. The 4th best match of the night was another 3-star match affair, and you know, this is the highest rated women's match I've rated since rewatching the WrestleManias. Mickie James versus Trish Stratus. I enjoyed this matchup. I thought Mickie James was really, really good in this match, and she is my favorite when it comes to wrestling. She's my favorite women's wrestler of all time, Mickie James. And I was happy to see her get the big win here at WrestleMania 22. 3rd best match of the night is John Cena versus Triple H. Now, the crowd were hot. They were hot for all the wrong reasons, of course. They were booing the hell out of John Cena. This is where the Cena sucked, let's go Cena thing started. He's never, ever since he started being pushed down our throats, he's never recovered with the local, well, with the louder, more vocal wrestling audience. They've always, had enough of him. And by this time, I'd had enough of Triple H. Rewatching these, I've seen more than enough Triple H matches. He got injured before WrestleMania 23, to quote Vince McMahon from WrestleMania 22. Hallelujah! I don't need to sit through a Triple H match for WrestleMania. But this match, to be fair, was a hot crowd, and they did put up a pretty decent match. 3 stars. It was a pretty decent main event, but I remember in 2006, I was rooting for Triple H. I just, already had enough of having Cena shoved down my throat, and I didn't even like Triple H. But 3-star match, if I'm being honest. 2nd best match of the night was the first of the 2 4-star matches. There was no 5-star match in the show. It was a strange WrestleMania. It didn't really feel like it. Didn't have that WrestleMania must-see feel in this show. was Edge versus Mick Foley. And Mick Foley's best WrestleMania match, perhaps Edge's best WrestleMania match. Actually, no, it wasn't best Edge. The TLC matches were incredible, but maybe Edge's best one-on-one match. I'll have to rewatch the Undertaker Edge match soon, which I will. Yeah, this was great. Lita was also great in this match too. Lita, actually, she might be my other than Stacy Keibler, Lita might be my favorite female. Whom I think's the most beautiful, most gorgeous. Lita's looking stunning here, as well. Jealous of Edge being her boyfriend. Mick Foley. This was another stunt show, like the Money in the Bank ladder match, and there was a fantastic spot with Mick Foley being speared from Edge through a table that was set on fire. It was quite a stunt. Yeah, and Edge got thrown onto thumbtacks, and barbed wire was involved. A barbed wire, Mr. Socko. It was, as hardcore as a hardcore match can get in the WWE. It was pretty a sight to see. But the hardcore no holds barred match that entertained me more was Shawn Michaels. He's done it again. He's been involved since his comeback at WrestleMania 19 in all my matches of the night since we were watching these. He just steals the show. And he can work with a broomstick. McMahon in the ring. I love the character, Mr. McMahon, but he's not the best wrestler, far from. So this match proved that Shawn Michaels can have I was nearly giving this 5 stars, but a near 5-star match with a broomstick. That's how great Shawn Michaels is, and this was a fantastic, matchup, entertaining. And JR's call during this match, he was annoying me during the John Cena Triple H match, but in this match, JR, this is maybe the best call of any commentator during a WrestleMania. This was a WrestleMania moment in its own. JR's call during this match, the whole Satan lives at the end, like with McMahon giving the middle finger up to Shawn Michaels after he's had an ass kicking. It was a number of fun spots with the Spirit Squad and Shane McMahon getting taken to the woodshed. A sick chair shot, followed by a great spot elbow from an enormous ladder, through a trash can, through Vince McMahon, and then the sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels, once again, proved why he's one of the best ever. He's my second favorite wrestler, only behind Steve Austin, who was absent from the show. And I will say, I remember watching this and I was disappointed for 3 reasons. In 2006, there was a social site called Bebo. Who remembers Bebo? Because I wrote a review for this show 12 years ago on Bebo. And I remember being pissed off that Bret Hart didn't show. And I was also disappointed there was no Stone Cold Steve Austin or Hulk Hogan. You can see their picture around the arena. They were at the Hall of Fame the night before. I remember Steve Austin, he was inducting Bret Hart. And Hogan was sitting behind him. And he said, I found a can of whoop-ass and it had Hulk Hogan's name on it. I was like, yeah, one Hogan Austin, but we never did. I think that was the closest we got to Hogan, a little Hogan v Austin action at WrestleMania, other than their face-off years later at WrestleMania 13. But I was a bit disappointed that Hogan and Austin weren't there, despite being in the posters, despite still being involved with the company. Hogan would go on to wrestle Randy Orton at SummerSlam and win. He's undefeated at SummerSlam. Anyways, went a bit off topic of WrestleMania 22. It was a strange pay-per-view. It was a fun pay-per-view. But but WrestleMania 21 was better, and this was one of the weaker WrestleManias since the Attitude Era.